I would like to thank Hamodia for this beautiful opportunity to be Marbitz Torah in this beautiful setting, and we like to speak about our Parashat Teruma. Parshat Teruma starts off with building the Mishkan. The very first thing that the Torah is speaking about is the Keruvim, the Kaporet, and on top of it were the two Keruvim. The two Keruvim had some interesting features, and we would like to dwell into them. First of all, they were made miksha. Miksha means beaten up to one piece. They were made from one piece of gold, and they crafted from that the two Keruvim. The two Keruvim, Rabbeinu Bechaya says, it were in the shape of a man and a woman, and their wings were above as to show that they are protecting the bottom, the base. What was the base? The base is the kaporet on the bottom, and under it were what we call the aron, with two pieces of gold from inside and outside, and in the middle it was wood. Inside it was the Sefer Torah and the Luchot. Now, these teach us beautiful teachings. Let's think about it. The Keruvim, which represent a man and a woman, in reality, it really comes to show us the relationship between us and Hakadosh Baruch Hu. The Gemara openly says that when the Keruvim were facing each other, it showed that Hakadosh Baruch Hu and Am Yisrael are in a very warm relationship. When they would face away from each other, they would show with that the relationship is a little bit colder. It's not as nice as this would be when they're both together. The Gemara says in Yuma that when Am Yisrael would come up to the regel, they would open up the aron, the echal, and they would show Am Yisrael, the Keruvim, hugging each other to show how much HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves Am Yisrael. But this is made in shape of a man and a woman, as we had just explained before, to show the relationship of a house between a husband and his wife. And the very first thing that comes to mind is that the fact that they're both made from one piece. Rashi tells us, miksha ta'aseh, they should make all from one piece, shelo ta'asem bifnei atzmam utchabram berashi hakepor. Don't make one piece in the shape of a man, another piece in the shape of a woman, and only then put them together on top of the kaporet. No, they should be made out of one piece. Why is that? That comes to tell us that each relationship, each house in Klal Yisrael, is not two separate people that met each other and formed the house. No. This is a unit that was made like that from Sheshet Yemei Bereshit. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, as we know from the story in Bereshit, took out the bone from the tzela, from the men, from Adam HaRishon, and formed with that Chava, to show us that it's one unit, one piece. It's not two units put together. More than that, the Gemara in Kiddushin says that when a person looks for a shidduch, is really looking for his other half. Is mechazer achar avedato. It's a lost item that really is part of him already. And now he just has to find it to form together. And that's what the Torah tells us over here. The message is, it's one piece. But it's one piece of gold. The relationship have to be such that it would be gold. Where's the gold? The Keruvim are gold. And also the Aron itself from inside and outside. The Gemara says to teach us that it needs to be tocho kevoro. The inside and outside must be gold. Which means a relationship in a house must be authentic. They must be truthful. There must be such inside and outside. Sometimes a person fakes it. He's on the outside gold. He shows love and he's very warm to the other. But inside he has no feelings. That is not meant to last, because the inside is going to show eventually, and the other partner and the spouse feels it very, very quickly. On the other hand, sometimes you feel the relationship is gold inside, but you don't express it. That's also not good. In relationship, you have to express your feeling to the other. You have to build it up by showing constantly and feeding the relationship constantly. That is the message of inside and outside. Both has to be gold. But the fact that the Keruvim are putting their wings up is very interesting. What's the message over here that HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells us? It's a relationship of HaKadosh Baruch Hu with Am Yisrael that really resembles and teaches us the relationship that we should have with our partner. What is that? Picking up the hands. That is to show that we protecting the base. The base is the kaporet, and by putting the hands up, both partners have to make sure that the base is protected, not to do anything to harm in any way that base. That base of the house has to be protected from anything that might come to harm it. And what is it made of? The base is made from what's inside it. Inside the base is the Torah Akdosha, the Luchot. If you build a house made and crafted from the Torah, from the Luchot, and it follows in that way of the Torah Akdosha, we know that that relationship with all the other elements we spoke about are meant to last forever and be so strong and solid that it would shine to the next generation, to our children, and to everybody surrounding us. This is the message of the Keruvim in Parashat Teruma. Shabbat Shalom, and thank you.